Hello everyone, Captain Spidey Fist here, and I have another solo Pokemon card playing game that I'm going to show you how to do. And this one is probably my favorite. It's probably the most fun and the most challenging. And what you are going to do is this is going to simulate a real Pokemon card game battle against someone who has some very good Pokemon. So what you're going to do is you are going to get 6 Pokemon, and you want to make sure their healths are all above like 110. Like 120 and up is what you really want. I have 130, 170, 140, 150, 180, and 180. And I made sure that I got cards of all different types. We've got grass, water, dragon, fire, steel, and that little fighting, ground, rock, whatever you want to call it. And I have my damage counters. I have my die. And I have my Pokemon cards. And this is going to be a complete Pokemon deck, the one that you usually play with. And what we are going to do is we are going to draw our 7 cards, just like always. We're going to lay our basic Pokemon, like we always do. And we're going to pretend that even though we are going to be taking the first turn, it is the second turn on. So all of the first turn restrictions are gone, but you're still going to play the card as normal. So you can play your supporters, you can attack, you don't have to necessarily play one specific way. And before you start your turn, you're going to roll a die. And what you're going to do is from left to right, stage right, I suppose, right? And then stage right, stage left. So you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And what that's going to do is you're going to roll this die, and that's going to be the Pokemon that comes in. So we got our third Pokemon here. Delphox is the first one we fight. It's going to come in, and we're not worried about anything else for Delphox other than what it is, because we're going to be using a die to attack. For our Dratini, we're going to start playing. We're going to lay an energy down. We're going to go ahead and give it a hard charm, because it's going to need one because it only has 40 health. And we've got some cards right here. We're going to go ahead and play our supporter. And everything on your side is going to go just like the game normally goes. Okay, so we need to shuffle in our 3. And here's what we ended up with. We got our Pokemon Center Lady, our Rockruff, and our Mountain Ring. So we're going to lay our Rockruff right here. And we're going to go ahead and use Hypnotic Gaze. The defending Pokemon is now asleep. So we'll put it in the asleep mode. And now that it is that turn, we'll roll a dice. Odds, it doesn't wake up, which means it can't do anything. So its turn is over, so you got to roll twice. Odds, didn't happen again. It's back to our Dratini. So we draw our card. We can put a double Dragon Energy on there now. And we don't really have anything else we can do. The Delphox is already asleep, so we're going to Tailwhap it for 10. And then our turn's over. It doesn't wake up. Its turn is over. It does wake up, so Delphox is now awake. All we've gotten is some more energy, so we're just going to throw our energy on our Rockruff on our bench. And our turn is over. It's now Delphox's turn. So, on the opponent turn, you will roll your die, and you will put as many damage counters after you play your weakness and resistance. So, if I were playing with the Pokemon that was weak to fire, and it rolled a 6, well, guess what? That's 120 damage, because that's going to be 12 damage counters. If I have a Pokemon that's resistant, everything still works the same. This is just going to determine how many damage counters you take. So 5, we have a hard charm, which is going to reduce it by 2. So we are going to take 30 damage from that Delphox. Draw our next card. Can't really do anything, so we're going to put it on our Rockruff, and we're going to try to put this. We're going to put the Pokemon back to sleep, and we're going to hope that that is going to do something. Roll our die. It doesn't wake up. Roll it again, and it didn't wake up. So Delphox still asleep. We still got a chance. We got a special energy. We'll put that on the Rockruff. And we're going to do Tailwhap for 10. It's going to try to wake up. It doesn't wake up. End of its turn. It doesn't wake up. Good. We're getting real lucky with it staying asleep. Okay. Didn't really get anything we can use here. So we're just going to Tailwhap again for 10. and it's going to try to wake up. It didn't wake up. End of its turn, it woke up. Alright, we'll draw our next card. We got another Dratini, which isn't really helping us, but that's okay. And it's just going to keep going like this. As soon as you knock out this Pokemon, it'll go to the side, you'll remove the damage counters from it, and you're going to roll the die again. 4. In the event that I would have rolled a 3 and our third Pokemon is gone from here, that's fine. You can just bring it in. And if you want to play trainer cards, such as like a Pokemon Catcher, or you play like a Lysander, which you can use to switch out one of the opponent Pokemon, maybe so that way you can have the type advantage, that's fine. Just make sure that Pokemon goes back into the spot of the one that it switched with. So if I switched out Salamence with Hawlucha, Hawlucha comes in, Salamence goes here, Salamence is now Pokemon 1, and it will keep all of its damage. And that's just how I like to play Pokemon cards by myself. I've picked up a couple things from other people that I've talked to, that I've seen like online, back whenever I first started playing, trying to figure out how I was going to do this. And this is what I have found is the best way. You can lose. If you want to increase the difficulty, because it's very easy to increase difficulty for this, just put all Pokemon that you are weak to on the other side. Or, if you don't want it that difficult, put Pokemon that you are weak to and Pokemon that are resistant to you, such as the Skarmory is resistant to the Psychic types. So, just because the Psychic isn't weak to Steel, you can still increase that difficulty by putting a Psychic deck against Pokemon that are resistant to it, and that'll help the game go longer. If you want it to be easier, put Pokemon that are weak to you and Pokemon that you are resistant to. There's so many ways to do it, this little gameplay-wise. Plus, if you have a child who can't play, such as my son Timothy, he can play whichever one of these he wants. He can build his own deck, and then he attacks with this, and he doesn't have to worry about strategy. I don't have to worry about playing the game for him. Everything kind of works out on its own. So I hope you liked the video. If you did, please like, subscribe, make sure to ring that notification bell so that way you can stay up to date with the things that I'm doing. And I don't really have a name for this game, so I'm just going to like make one up off the top of my head. We'll call it the Pokemon League Pokemon Trading Card Game. But if you can come up with a better name than that, I am more than willing to hear it. Just drop it in the comment section below and I'll pin it if I think that it's a good name. I'm Captain Spidey Fist and I'm out of here.